Sports on Tap's high school football coverage is presented by Raymond Felton State Farm.
Have you compared insurance rates lately? Are you satisfied with your current insurance provider? If not, look no further than Ray Felton State Farm, a proud sponsor of Sports on Tap. For a free quote, call his office at 234-284-2996 or visit him online at rayfelton.com.
Whether you're hosting a corporate event, wedding, conference, concert, or any other special gathering, our comprehensive range of services will exceed your expectations and elevate your event to new heights. RRT Productions. We shoot, we edit, you win. Visit our website at www.rrt-productions.com.
We've got the experience, the passion, and the beach to make your event a smash hit. Whether it's a romantic wedding, a lively sports venue, or a rocking high school dance, Troutland Entertainment has you covered. Contact them at 330-414-4261 or email them at troutlandent@gmail.com. That's troutlandent@gmail.com. Elevate your brand with Mako Custom Printing. Mako Custom Printing specializes in creating high-quality spiritware, corporate apparel, and promotional products that make your brand stand out. Whether you need custom printing, graphic design, or an online store for your school or business, we've got you covered. Make a statement with Mako Custom Printing. Visit us at mako.com to start your custom printing journey today. That's MEHCO.com.
And welcome everyone to Sports on Tap Extra. I am Noah Jacobson, and tonight we are joined by Josh Jeffy as we are about to get ramped up with our high school football coaches. This is a program that we usually don't normally cover in our coverage area, but tonight we thought we'd like to promote this program. We are joined by the Rhodes Rams head football coach, Anthony Carbone, who just completed his fourth season as the Rams head coach. Coach Carbone, thank you so much for taking time joining me and Josh tonight.
No problem, man. Excited.
Yeah, no problem. So we'll recap the 2024 season for you guys. You know, you guys last year finished off at 5-5. You went into the first round of the playoffs. You guys lost in the first round of the playoffs. But what a 4-year run it's been for your program. You know, previous it's the 2021 season. You guys hadn't made the playoffs, but since 2021, you guys have made the playoffs every year, and you are building the foundation of a football program. Just kind of talk about how these last 4 years have been for your football program, and just kind of recap how the 2024 season has went for you guys.
24 season was great. The best thing about it is we were young the whole year. We were able to come back in 3 games and win, which, like, when you have a city team, when you get down, it's very difficult to come back to win a game. Actually, any high school football team, it's very difficult. So, like, we were down 3 games at halftime that we came back and won. That was like a real testament to the kids. And having a bunch of young kids who got to experience, actual good football games was, like, very valuable, because it's very hard to find, like, the right competition where we're at. It's been great. We've been building and building and building. I mean, when I started, I remember first week I opened the weight room, I think we averaged like 4 kids in there. This off season, we were averaging over 28, 30 kids all off season. So it's been awesome watching it kind of grow slowly, but it's been a lot.
Yeah, Coach, let's talk about that a little bit more. You're at Rhodes, you're at a Cleveland Metropolitan School. For a lot of our viewers and listeners on Spotify that don't know, talk about some of the challenges that you face, building a program and trying to maintain one. You just mentioned it. It's been 4 years. When you started, you had a handful of kids you can count on one hand, and now you're up there to a good number. So just just kind of give us a little background on what's been happening at Rhodes.
There's so many obstacles that get in the way of a kid being able to play, that you don't think about. So our athletic director did a great job. Like, we had physicals at our school, at our practices 3 times this summer. It takes a lot of legwork to get all the parents to sign the signatures and everything like that. But that's like a real obstacle that several of our kids probably wouldn't be able to play. Because they wouldn't be able to have access to, a primary care physician, to be honest with you. So that would be like one. Obviously, we talk to our boys a lot about like their character outside of school. Coaching in the city, it's definitely bigger than the game. Like, I'm a football nut. I'm an absolute football nut. I love the game. I love the X's and O's. But there's definitely like it's definitely more like mentorship involved in the city, which is really good, and it takes a lot of good staff members. That's probably the biggest challenge. I mean, I got 5 stipends, so as the numbers grow, 5 stipends was cool when you had 25 guys. When you have like 6, I think we're at like 64 right now. Having 5 coaches for 9th graders through 12th level graders, it gets difficult. So there's always another challenge, I guess. I don't know. It's been fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it has. And I'm sure with the players, because you had to develop all those sophomores and juniors. And I can name almost any of them because they played into that varsity role, whether it's a sophomore or junior. They really stepped it up of how your program is heading into the right direction right now. Kind of talk about some of those players and how they've really made an impact for your program, and really some of the players who really to watch out for your team this season.
We got probably one of the best players to watch out for is Kimon Gould. Kimon, KG, did not start playing football until his sophomore year. He was a kid that actually we couldn't get a physical for his freshman year. We couldn't. I mean, I kept him around for as long as possible, and eventually we had to kind of say, "You can't play anymore. we can't give you pads, man. It's not a physical." But we took care of all the other stuff. He's really. I mean, without football, he would be a different person, and he's a much better man. He's going to be a much better man in our community because of football. So and then on top of that, he can go climb a ladder to catch a football, and it sticks to his hands, and he's got a big smile on. He rules. So sophomore Kimon Gould, we're excited about. I'm really excited about, like, I mean, my senior class, like a couple of my best players, Kimon, I just talked about, he's gonna be a 2-way starter. He didn't play football until his sophomore year. Another really good player I'm excited about is Antonio Stowers, my right tackle. He came out for football and was 164 pounds. He's ballooned up to around 225. He's 6'4". He's just bought in the weight room, and he's bought into the game, and he's going to be very fun to watch. We sent one player a couple of years ago to Division I, Alex Harris. I think I got another left tackle that could end up being as good, if not better. Jay Sean Parrish, he's going to be a junior. He's all of 6'4", 268, and he is a son of a gun. So we got some really talented players. We're starting to get noticed a little more. We started to get a couple of the Division I. Most of the MAC schools came through again this offseason. So it's been a lot, but it's hard to get a Cleveland school on the map. It's hard to get this kind of coverage. So, but we're doing it.
Well, that's great to hear about you. Those Division I schools that come in and visit, and the MAC schools that come in. How does that resonate with the other players, maybe the younger players, your freshmen and sophomores that see that and we're like, oh, okay, that we're maybe on the fence, or if you got kids just walking around the school that you're trying to get out for football, how does having the presence of college coaches help build your program?
It helps. I mean, obviously, it's something that the kids can aspire to, but like, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, and just for those kids to sit across this table, and I mean, the kind of kids I have, I don't know. I'm different than, like, if you go over to Glenville, those kids have been living and breathing football since they were young kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when I tell you about my left tackle being recruited, and the first day I talked to him, I'm like, "Hey, do you want to play college football?" And I'm looking at like a 6'4" man child, and he looks at me and goes, "I don't even know, why do I want to do that?" So, like, in some ways, it's really good. Some of our guys really dig it. Some of our guys understand it. But, like, some of our guys, they don't even get it. Our kids are different now. We have definitely, like, that different generation type of kids that, like, they don't necessarily know football as well, but
Mm-hmm.
they do love it. They do love the team aspect. They do love the work. They do, our kids really do love it. So,
We're
I don't
talking
know.
with Rhodes Ram. We're talking with Rhodes Rams head coach Anthony Carbone. Looking back at the last season, I mean, you guys finished off 5-5 and lost in the first round of the playoffs. But looking back on, what are some of the biggest things that you could take from last season as it looks for you to have good momentum going into this season?
Um, playing in the playoff game, we were able to take the kids up to Bowling Green. So, before we went to Anthony Wayne, we went up to Bowling Green. They get a tour of the campus so they could see, like, what college football was like. And the number one thing that I constantly talk to them about is the grades. The grades in college really matter. So, like, we had I think, like, I wasn't freaking out in the fourth quarter like I typically have been to try to get our kids eligible. They kind of started to buy into that process. They kind of understand that process. They understand, like, to be better. So defensively, we found the structure of our defense. We became a 3-4 defense. We kept things very simple, but we were able to move a lot of bodies around to look complex. That was huge last year. Offensively, we added the RPO element to our offense, and our quarterback really kind of took off with it. He did a great job with it. And I think we're one of the few Cleveland teams that does it, and we do it, like, a lot. So it's been really good, and it keeps everyone involved in the offense. And we play with fast, and it's been fun.
Yeah, talk about some of the teams that you face every year. Some of these Cleveland schools that most people know about Glenville,
Yep.
of course. But just talk about some of the other teams that you face and some of your rivals that you might have, and some of the other players that 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 you might think that we should and other people should know about.
So it's always starts with Glenville, right? And then they
Yeah.
haven't lost since '97. So, my first couple years, we had a couple good teams. We didn't even score against them. 2 years ago, we scored one touchdown. Last year, we scored two. So, we're just trying to keep improving every year. Other than that, um, I think John Hay and Rhodes have been kind of the two teams for since I've been in the Senate. Since I've been here, we're 2-2 versus John Hay. We've had a couple really great games. Like, that was one of those games last year. We came back and we won with we had a kick return for a touchdown and a trick play, and we were down 10-0 most of the game. We lost them 7-6 last year. So, like, finding a kicker and being able to kick a field goal, that won them the game a couple of years ago. But they typically are a big, tough team. John Hay's the academic school in Cleveland. So it's like you have to apply to get in. It is a very good academic school. And they typically are, it's either going to be us or them as the next best team. I think we're going to really start. I think we are very, very talented for a while at Rhodes, though. I think we're going to really start to do really well. And, I'm excited about our non-conference games. I want to see, we play Lakewood this year in what is that, the GLC? Are they still the GLC?
Cleveland West Conference.
Cleveland West Conference, excuse me. That's, trying to compete with a team like that. If I think if we compete with Cleveland West Conference teams, I think we're doing a hell of a job at Rhodes.
Besides you, coach, you're also the wrestling coach for the Rhodes program. Just kind of talk about how awesome it's been. Besides football, be on the wrestling side of things at Rhodes.
I'm giving it up. I'm done now. That was my last year. So I've been the head wrestling coach there for 7 years. And we've had some dudes get really close. It's it's the same thing as football. It's hard to find anyone to really make a name for it outside of the Senate. And we've been on the podium at districts with Alex Harris and Darrell Levette and Jamarius Hope, but we gotta someone's got to take someone to states, and it's hard in the boys in Division I. It's very hard. You go against Eds every year in the sectional. You're probably going against them, or I think we went down to Austintown Fitch, and I even forgot where we went this year. But wrestling is nuts, and that's a long, wonderful, beautiful sport. It's the best sport, but it's nuts.
When we talk about other coaches, some of them have said it's very important to have their coaches and their assistants in the buildings where they're able to talk to these kids every day and make sure that they're on them, not whether it's with their grades or if they're just looking over talking about the opponent or something like that. So, in your perspective, kind of give an idea of how important it is for you that you're in the building, you're able to talk to your players on an everyday basis.
Huge. It's absolutely, absolutely huge. And it was huge. It's a lot for young men to manage the day-to-day lives when they have the pressure of sports. If they're doing high school athletics the correct way, then high school should be difficult. High school should be difficult, and there should be challenges along the way, and it should require some mentorship for some growth. So me being available to talk to a young man at lunch about I mean, you wouldn't, I don't know what it's a new thing every day. It's new and crazy every day, but like the ability to be able to do that in the building is huge. And just trying to help these kids try to make the best decisions possible, because that's all they can do. And teaching them that and teaching that lesson through football is why we do it. But yeah.
Coach, going into your fourth season, obviously you were first hired, when before that you got to watch this Rhodes team make the playoffs the first time. And then when you were hired, you watched this team grow year in and year out, make the playoffs and that. But going into your fourth season, what are some of the biggest differences that you had from the time when you first started as a head coach, now going into your fourth season overall this year?
I have several players that have been committing to the weight room for at least one off season. That is huge. The amount of sub 4.8 40s we ran was like a lot more. Like we just had a lot of young kids buying into the speed program, buying into the weightlifting program, and they ended up being a lot faster. The amount of kids, I used to have. We used to talk about it. We had one kid, he benched 280, but we'd have one kid that benched over 225, and it was that one kid. I think we had something like 15 guys bench over 225. We just have more guys that are strong and buying in, and they're young, so they're going to get stronger and they're going to get faster, and so that's the difference. The difference is the character of kids we have. I mean, the character of kids we have. I used to have to beg the kids come to get the kids to come to practice. Now they show up. Now they're here on time. Now they're here ready to work. It's been a large culture change. There's been a lot of discipline added to the program, and that's the worst part. That's the worst part. Is like I am a nice, fun person, and like football requires discipline, and there's been a lot of tough decisions that have really steered our program in the right direction, and we're going to have to keep making those tough decisions because it's really hard. It's really hard to find kids to do the right thing. But when you got 50 of them doing the right thing, you can't let one kid kind of, steer your program in the wrong direction. You got to find a way to help them. So it's a tough thing. I mean, I don't know if you guys know my background. So I was hired 4 years ago. You guys talked about it, Noah, but before week 4, right? Like a kid was shot and killed outside our school. So, that was my introduction into being the head coach at Rhodes, week 4. And then we had to go play John Hay, and we lost that game 6-7. And that has been it's been trying to pick up the program since that. That is the low point, hopefully, of this program, and it's been trying to rebuild since then. And it's been tough. It's been tough, but we are going to be we have really fast guys. We have really big guys. We have a bunch of kids in the program. I think we have a bunch of talented kids. Tomorrow we 7-on-7 with Mayfield and Hudson tomorrow, and I'm actually excited to see how we do. I think we can definitely hang with those guys.
Yeah, that's I'm sorry you had to go through that, and sorry your program had to go through those kind of things. But do you ever reach out to the Senate League coaches? Do you guys all kind of get together? Because I'm sure individually, each school has their own different separate issues that they have to deal with. That, but do you guys kind of get together during important off season and kind of brainstorm on how?
We probably should more. We
Yeah.
probably should more. We should probably talk about how it should all look. We should probably, I think the one guy I talk to a lot is Desipate over at John Hay. I talk to Ted a lot. I talk to Jarvis over at John Adams a lot. But yeah, I mean, I talk to one of my good friends has just got the head job again over at JFK. They're going to do a lot better. But no, man, it's hard. It's hard. I don't know. There's a lot of things that we could do. I think there's a lot of things that we could do to make stuff a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's bigger than football. It's like, how do we keep a kid in Cleveland in public education?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
I hope one day, and I think we've already done this, but we have done this. I've gotten kids from, that were interested in going to a private school, but I believe public education matters. I believe inner city public education matters. We have, Rhodes is a decent school. It's a decent, local school in the city. So there's a lot of challenges, but there's a lot of opportunities.
Well, Coach, I can't thank you enough for taking the time and joining me and Josh tonight. Again, what a pleasure it is to talk about you, your program, and exciting things coming up for your program heading into the 2025 season. So again, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us to talk about your program.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
Sports on Tap's high school football coverage is presented by Raymond Felton State Farm.
Have you compared insurance rates lately? Are you satisfied with your current insurance provider? If not, look no further than Ray Felton State Farm, a proud sponsor of Sports on Tap. For a free quote, call his office at 234-284-2996 or visit him online at rayfelton.com.
Whether you're hosting a corporate event, wedding, conference, concert, or any other special gathering, our comprehensive range of services will exceed your expectations and elevate your event to new heights. RRT Productions. We shoot, we edit, you win. Visit our website at www.rrt-productions.com.
We've got the experience, the passion, and the beach to make your event a smash hit. Whether it's a romantic wedding, a lively sports venue, or a rocking high school dance, Troutland Entertainment has you covered. Contact them at 330-414-4261 or email them at troutlandent@gmail.com. That's troutlandent@gmail.com. Elevate your brand with Mako Custom Printing. Mako Custom Printing specializes in creating high-quality spiritware, corporate apparel, and promotional products that make your brand stand out. Whether you need custom printing, graphic design, or an online store for your school or business, we've got you covered. Make a statement with Mako Custom Printing. Visit us at mako.com to start your custom printing journey today. That's MEHCO.com.